Edmond was released in 2005. This is directed by Stuart Gordon. It's written by David Mamet and is based on Edmond by David Mamet. And we have a cast including William H. Macy as Edmond. We also have Julia Stiles, Joe Mantegna. We have George Wendt at one point. It's because of Wendt that I became aware of this. And I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise. And I wouldn't have been missing out on much. It's not necessarily a bad film, it just doesn't really appeal to my personal tastes. At the start of the film, Edmond visits a fortune teller. And immediately he begins to question his life and he starts to make very morally questionable decisions. And it starts off with going to a strip joint and then basically progressing from there. And I don't want to say too much more. I don't want to give away the specifics of what happened, because while I didn't enjoy it, something that did keep me engaged was watching his behaviour escalate and not really knowing what he was going to do next. So that part of it did work well for me, but as a whole, I can't say that I really enjoyed the film. But nevertheless, there are some specific positives. I think the pacing is very, very good. It's not a tremendously long film. It's about an hour and 25, I think, and I think the length was absolutely fine. The performances are very good, and the characters, particularly, of course, Edmond, very well written, very believable. I believe their motivations, I believe the situations. I don't have anything against the narrative or the characters or the performances, nothing at all. It just didn't really appeal to me, apart from the kind of element of surprise of not really knowing what Edmond was going to do next and the direction in which the film was going to go. Do I recommend it? Well, I guess so. If it sounds like your kind of film, if it's something you think you'll be interested in, give it a go. There's a good chance you'll enjoy it more than I did. Personally, as I said, I probably wouldn't have watched it were it not for George Wendt being in it. I don't think I would have missed out on much, but that being said, I don't regret the time I spent watching it. It's not a bad film. There are some positives I've mentioned, for me at least, but I still didn't love it. Edmond isn't to my personal tastes, but if you can enjoy it, I can understand why.